Welcome to War Bias, the podcast where we delve into the most pivotal conflicts in history. And I'm your host, General Biography. Today, we're going to explore one of the most fascinating battles of World War I, the Battle of Mons. This clash between British and German forces marked a significant turning point in the war, and its impact still resonates with military historians and strategists today. As we set the stage for this epic confrontation, let's travel back in time to the summer of 1914. The world was on the brink of chaos, with tensions simmering between European powers. The complex system of alliances, including the Triple Entente and the Triple Alliance, had created a situation in which a small conflict between two nations could quickly draw in multiple other countries. The rise of nationalism and militarism in Germany, combined with the country's desire for expansion and recognition as a major power, had created an aggressive and belligerent attitude that would ultimately contribute to the outbreak of war. On June 28, 1914, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary by Gavrilo Princip, a Serbian nationalist in Sarajevo, Bosnia, sparked a chain reaction of events that would lead to the outbreak of World War I. Over the next few weeks, alliances were invoked, and mobilizations began as European powers prepared for war. Germany, under the leadership of Kaiser Wilhelm II, was determined to assert its dominance over Europe, while France, Britain, and Russia formed an alliance to counter German aggression. As the crisis deepened, Britain, with its strong naval presence and colonial empire, found itself drawn into the conflict. On August 4, 1914, Germany invaded neutral Belgium, which led Britain to declare war on Germany. The British Expeditionary Force, under the command of Field Marshal John French, was dispatched to France to support the French army against the German invasion. The stage was now set for a clash between the British and German forces in Belgium. The town of Mons, located in the Hainaut province of southern Belgium, would become the site of one of the first major battles of World War I. On August 23, 1914, the British II Corps, under the command of General Horace Smith Dorrien, arrived in Mons, where they prepared to face the advancing German First Army, led by General Alexander von Kluck. With the scene now set, let's take a closer look at the intricate web of alliances and rivalries that led to this moment. The years leading up to the war had seen a complex dance of European diplomacy, with nations forming alliances and making secret agreements in an attempt to secure their interests. The Schlieffen Plan, developed by German Chief of Staff Alfred von Schlieffen, called for a rapid advance through Belgium and into France, with the goal of quickly defeating the French army and then turning to face Russia. As we explore the origins of the Battle of Mons, it becomes clear that this conflict was not just a simple clash between two armies, but rather a complex and multifaceted struggle that involved the interests and ambitions of multiple nations. The events leading up to the battle were shaped by a combination of diplomatic, economic, and military factors, which ultimately created a situation in which war became almost inevitable. The story of Mons is one of bravery, sacrifice, and military innovation, and it's a tale that will continue to captivate us as we move forward in our exploration of this epic conflict. On August 23, 1914, the British II Corps, under the command of General Horace Smith Dorrien, arrived in Mons, where they prepared to face the advancing German forces. The town of Mons, with its industrial centers and coal mines, was a strategic location that both sides sought to control. As the British troops took up positions along the Meuse-Condé Canal, they were met with a massive German army that outnumbered them nearly 2-1. The initial clashes between the British and German forces began on August 23, as German cavalry units probed the British lines, testing their defenses. The British responded with accurate and sustained rifle fire, inflicting heavy casualties on the German troops. However, the Germans continued to push forward, attempting to outflank the British positions and capture the town of Mons. Over the next 24 hours, the fighting intensified as more German units arrived on the scene. The British lines were subjected to intense artillery bombardments, and their positions were repeatedly attacked by waves of German infantry. Despite being outnumbered, the British troops held their ground, fighting bravely and inflicting significant casualties on the German forces. One notable example of British bravery during this period was the stand of the 4th Royal Fusiliers, who defended their position against repeated German attacks. The battalions suffered heavy losses, but they managed to hold their ground, buying time for other British units to regroup and reorganize. This kind of determination and sacrifice would become a hallmark of the British Army during World War I. As the battle raged on, General Smith-Dorrien realized that his forces were in danger of being outflanked and surrounded by the larger German army. On August 24, he made the difficult decision to withdraw his troops from Mons and fall back to a more defensible position. This retreat was carried out under heavy pressure from the Germans, who continued to attack the British rear guard as they withdrew. Despite the challenges they faced, the British troops managed to maintain their discipline and cohesion during the retreat, ensuring that they could regroup and continue fighting another day. The Battle of Mons may have been a defeat for the British in terms of territory lost, but it was also a significant moral victory, demonstrating the bravery and resilience of the British Army in the face of overwhelming odds. The events of August 23–24, 1914, marked a significant turning point in the conflict, as both sides began to realize that the war would not be a quick or easy victory. The bravery and sacrifice displayed by soldiers on both sides during this period set the tone for the rest of the war, which would become known for its brutal trench warfare, massive losses, and profound impact on European society. The story of Mons is one of courage, perseverance, and military innovation, and it's a tale that will continue to captivate us as we move forward in our exploration of this epic conflict. The retreat from Mons, which began on August 24, was a complex and challenging operation for the British Expeditionary Force. General Smith-Dorrien's decision to withdraw his troops from Mons was made necessary by the overwhelming German numbers and the threat of being outflanked and surrounded. The retreat was carried out under heavy pressure from the Germans, who continued to attack the British rear guard as they withdrew. Despite the challenges they faced, the British troops managed to maintain their discipline and cohesion during the retreat, ensuring that they could regroup and continue fighting another day. The BEF fell back to a more defensible position along the Le Cateau-Monte-Ignace line, where they would regroup and prepare for future battles. The Battle of Mons had significant consequences for both sides. For the British, it marked a defeat in terms of territory lost, but it was also a moral victory, demonstrating the bravery and resilience of the British Army in the face of overwhelming odds. The battle also highlighted the need for the BEF to regroup and reorganize, which would ultimately contribute to their future successes. For the Germans, the Battle of Mons was a tactical victory, but it came at a significant cost. The German army had suffered heavy casualties, estimated to be around 5,000 men, and had failed to destroy the BEF as they had hoped. The battle also marked a turning point in the German advance, as they began to realize that the war would not be a quick or easy victory. The events of August 23–24, 1914, marked the beginning of a long and bloody conflict that would last for 4 years and claim millions of lives. The Battle of Mons was just the first of many battles that would be fought on the Western Front, but it set the tone for the rest of the war. The bravery and sacrifice displayed by soldiers on both sides during this period would become a hallmark of the conflict, as men on both sides fought with courage and determination in the face of overwhelming odds. The story of Mons is one of courage, perseverance, and military innovation, and it's a tale that will continue to captivate us as we move forward in our exploration of this epic conflict. In the years following the Battle of Mons, the town of Mons would become a symbol of British bravery and sacrifice during World War I. The battle would be remembered as a pivotal moment in the war, marking the beginning of a long and bloody conflict that would change the course of history. Today, the town of Mons is home to several museums and memorials dedicated to the battle, including the St. Symphorien Military Cemetery, where many British and German soldiers are buried. The war would go on to claim millions of lives, destroy entire cities, and leave deep scars that would take generations to heal. But even in the midst of such destruction and chaos, there were moments of courage, sacrifice, and humanity that would inspire future generations. The story of Mons is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, and it's a reminder of the importance of remembering and honoring the sacrifices of those who fought and died in one of the most devastating conflicts in human history. That's all for today's War Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, And until next time, I'm General Biography reminding you to keep marching toward victory.